Hello, what is up? Quick update. This will be my last commentated video in terms of re-recording it in spectator mode, because once I get back to school I will return to my original uploaded stream videos, which some of you guys prefer because it's a little bit more real time and a little bit more realistic, so you guys know exactly what I'm thinking when I'm playing. As you can see, I mid against Syndra. A lot of people have asked me their opinions on what I think how Syndra is. Syndra is not played a lot at all at higher elo. Not much. By the way, that was really dumb of her. That was really dumb. I don't even know why you would do that. But either way, luckily she had backup, so she's fine. But Syndra, the issue with her is that she's too easy to shut down. She doesn't have any mobility, and her only form of escape power is her knockback, which isn't really reliable. You knock back someone once, and that's it. It's not a guaranteed stun unless you can nail it down well enough. But it's just that she doesn't have any good, reliable form of escape. So she's easily shut down at higher elo when people understand how to focus people down. Like Syndra against Vi, against Lee Sin, against Cat. All three of these champions have way too much mobility. It's too easy for us to catch Syndra and take her out. And on top of that, Syndra is Syndra is a more single target based champion. She has a lot of AoE damage, definitely. A lot of AoE damage. Her only non-AoE damage skill is her ultimate, but her AoE isn't that big. It's not a huge range until she hits level 18. She just, for example, she doesn't have the same AoE power that Zera has, or the same AoE power that Karthus has in terms of her damage output, and that's why it's better off to treat her more as a single target damage dealer with her skill set. So, because she's single target, it's difficult for her to handle multiple targets at once, especially against good players who understand that they need that they can send their entire team out to focus down one person, and Syndra just can't handle that at higher elo. So she's just not viable in tournament play and in higher elo, just with their current skill set. Otherwise, she's such a great champion. Like, she has a really nice skill set, does a ton of damage, very interesting champion that you can't really compare to anyone else, aside from her Q spell. But everyone has the same kind of Q spell. So she's a good champion. It's just she's just not viable at higher elo. Same with LeBlanc as well. LeBlanc, on the other hand, doesn't have the same issues that Syndra. Syndra doesn't have the same issues as LeBlanc, because Syndra has good wave clearing power, while LeBlanc does not. That's why, in my opinion, Syndra is a better champion than LeBlanc, just because she can farm waves better. By the way, this guy's camping me. What the hell? I didn't notice this at all. I messed up here, by the way. I accidentally used my flash when I was perfectly fine. I completely forgot that I had a ward here, which is the primary purpose of this build. The purpose of this build right here is just to sit and harass your enemy as much as possible and heal up whatever damage you're taking in return. And this ward here isn't, when you're playing Katarina and you're going this starting build, you're not using this ward to ward the map. You're using it to escape with your Shunpo. So I don't know, maybe I was tired or something, but I should have put down the ward and Shunpo'd onto it rather than wasting my flash. That's just a misplay on my part. I think I just completely forgot that I had a ward, because I'm not used to this build yet. I've only started using this starting build I think a few days ago. 4 days ago, 3 days ago, I realized that this build is probably better than Boots 3 pots. And so I'm still used to Boots 3 pots in the sense that I don't have a ward on me and such early on in the game. So I guess that's why I used my flash instead of realizing that I had a sight ward to Shunpo onto. But yeah, just keep harassing them all day. Like, that's why I'm out leveling her, and she's low on mana as well. So like I can out trade her. We can keep trading spells, but I'm not going to run out of mana. She's going to run out of mana first. Even though she does have crystalline flask, I think she only has one crystalline flask left in terms of mana, so there's no way for her to out-trade me. So what's going to happen is either I'm going to put her down to a low HP and kill her, or I'm going to put her low enough so she is forced to go back to base, and she's going to lose some creep because of that. And so either way, it's a win-win situation for me. You should have noticed multiple times that I've done this. I do this all the time. Just harass them to the point where they either die or I send them back. And it's a great way to put yourself ahead of your enemy. I missed that, by the way. That's so sad. I was like, I'm so weak. I can't even last hit with my W. Ah, yes. And so my runes and masteries have reverted back to their original ones. I still have my 15 AP flat from Quints, but I've changed my blue blue glyphs back to MR, flat MR. It's very helpful for laning, and honestly, the extra AP per level for glyphs don't really help that much. After trying it for like a while, I just realized that it's kind of pointless. By the way, finally she's backed off, so I'm just gonna push this to a turret. You'll notice that I don't think she's level 6 yet. Yeah, she is level 6, but I am out-leveling her in terms of creep. Oh, by the way, watch me bait this. This will be really interesting. So you see how I sit here and I just back, and I know he's gonna toss his Q down on the creep to hit me with it. So that's my bait right there. I know exactly what he's gonna do, and as soon as he does it, I just go in and I take him out with it. And notice how I don't use my Q first, I use my E. When you're chasing after people and you're not sure if you can catch them, always use your Shimpo first, because your Shimpo has a longer range than your Q spell does. Even though it is better to do Q first so you deal more damage up front. But yeah, but because I did that, I'm gonna get set behind about 1 creep wave, because I spent extra time killing Yi, so that means I'm gonna lose this wave, which is fine. I'm positive that picking up a kill is definitely worth more than a creep wave. It is definitely worth more than a creep wave. So either way, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with this. Syndra's farming that, and she's going to blue buff. So notice how I'm not pushing the wave. There's no reason for me to push the wave. Syndra's not here, so just by not pushing the wave, there's more creep on her side, and so she's going to be pushing automatically, and she's going to be losing creep because she's not here. That's why I'm not pushing it super hard. Or I'm not trying to push it with my skills. She missed that. So see, the moment you realize that I saw that her W was down, that's just reacting quickly to something like, oh, immediately, oh, okay, as soon as your enemy has this specific skill down and it's on cooldown, go in and try to deal as much damage as you can. And another thing I noticed was, like, she went to go get blue buff. That means Master Yi is in this general area. He's not in position to gank me yet. So as soon as she popped out and she blew her W spell, I knew that I was safe. And on top of that, she had no way to stop my ultimate. So went in, forced her to blow her flash, and I got to push the wave up even harder. She's gonna miss that creep, and I have like a level on her now. So definitely advantageous. Like, I'm not picking up kills on her. I'm not beating her 1v1 in terms of kills. I mean, in terms of like me killing her and pushing the turret down, but I am beating her in small skirmishes. Every single thing that happens will slowly snowball me into beating her in lane, like forcing her to go back early, or killing Yi, or forcing her to use flash and go back again. Like, those small things make it like are what you can use to win your lane. I'm gonna miss that CS. I messed up there. Whatever. Alright, I also messed up here. You'll notice that I'm trying to bait her into the turret, but I didn't realize her range was that far. So I wasted time. I should have backed off here instead. But I wasted time because of it, so that wasn't smart on my part. Just like, I should have just backed off. Honestly, there's nothing I could have done against Syndra. Syndra's too strong. And I'm way too weak. Even with my 4-pot, I can't really bait that yet. Do you see her damage output? Like, there's no way I should have stayed this close to the turret. I should just backed off and let her push a little bit. Either way, I'm pretty sure Lee Sin would have died, regardless. But yeah, this Lee Sin is not playing well at all. In terms of, you'll see later. I'm spoiling the game right now, but Lee Sin does not perform well at all this game. Even though his score might suggest something otherwise, like he's getting out CS by Yi. Yi has much better presence this game. You will see. Like, they already got a turret, dragon out of this. Oh yeah, this was pretty interesting. So I 1v2 them. I pop my 4-pot just so I can stay alive a little bit longer to auto attack her and finish her off. She gets this too. She flashes and Qs him. Yeah, she takes that out. And because she doesn't have anything left, she can't chase. But yeah, I don't think she does enough damage. Also, Vayne is fed. There's no way she could have taken her out unless she had her Q and her ult up. If she had her ult and her Q up, she definitely could have killed Vayne. I'm positive. Vayne has no mana. so she's limited on moving around and stunning people into the wall. But luckily, even though bot and jungle aren't doing so well, our solo lanes are doing quite well, so we should be able to carry this game. Let's see, what do I have in terms of items? Oh yes, one more thing, another thing. Someone sent me a message on Facebook questioning my Abyssal Rush if I'm against a heavy magic damage dealer like Syndra. And he made me realize something that I really didn't really pay too much attention to, because all of the Season 3 changes, I'm not going to know all of the Season 3 changes. And one of the Season 3 changes was that they kind of nerfed all magic resist items. Like, a Negatron Cloak costs more, and on top of that, if you build Negatron Cloak into an Abyssal Scepter, you're still getting the same amount of MR. Like, nothing changes. Like, having one Negatron Cloak gives you the same amount of survivability as having an Abyssal Scepter. So, this guy on my Facebook page reminded me of that, and he's like, maybe you shouldn't even buy Abyssal Scepter, maybe you should just buy the Negatron Cloak. And I'm like, that makes sense, because I don't keep the Abyssal Scepter. Late game, I sell it and I pick up a Guardian's Angel, or I pick up a Deathfire Grasp based on the situation. I mean, based on what I don't have. So, to use this game, you'll see that I don't even do anything with my Negatron Cloak. I just buy it just for the survivability. I don't do anything with it. I don't finish it. I don't, do anything with it. So, buy a Negatron Cloak and just do nothing with it. I might actually change this build as well, since I don't really use Negatron Cloak that much. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, he's good. That's fine. You'll notice here I'm trying to pick up a kill on Syndra. Unfortunately. I'm not sure if I can. I don't really remember what happens here, but I think I could go bot, but I know I can't do anything. Vayne's too fed and there's Tark. So I'm just gonna go back and keep farming. So one other thing I realized that I should have realized a long time ago was that when you pick up a hat, it gives 120 AP now. So it's actually not worth it. Usually when you buy an item and you finish it off, like it becomes a full item, it usually gives you something extra. Like, for example, Abyssal Scepter used to, when you finish an Abyssal Scepter, you get more MR than you did before. But now it doesn't. It doesn't give you the same amount of MR. Like, finishing an Abyssal Scepter is essentially still the same as just keeping your Negatron Cloak. So it's kind of pointless in finishing it. Same with the hat. The Rabadon's Death Cap gave 140 AP. Like, it was 155 before, and then they nerfed it, and they nerfed it even further. Now it's only 120. And that's the same amount of AP you get from the original items. Like, Need a Sea Large Rod and a Blasting Wand give you 120 AP, just like a hat would. So when you finish a Death Cap, you're just buying the increased AP percentage, the extra 25% AP. That's all you're getting from the items. So it's not worth it. So honestly, it's better off to buy a solid AP item first and then buy Rabadon's Death Cap especially after the nerfs. So that's just my recommendations. I messed up here. I went my E wasn't in range, so when I tossed everything, it just didn't go off well enough, and so we messed up there. So you'll see that actually makes a difference later. I think I missed my W here. Oh no, I don't. It's because he jukes me. Never mind. It's not this fight that it makes a difference. You'll see later. I'll explain what I'm talking about some other time when we get to it. But right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bait her. You see that my flash is almost up, and that she keeps consistently trying to stun me. If she can stun lock me down, she can kill me with her full burst. And that's what she's trying to do, and I know that she's trying to do that. But on the other hand, if I'm able to dodge her stun lock, and if I'm able to put it onto CD, then I can go in on her and get a full ult off. So at this moment in time, I realize that her damage spells are down, so I go in and I finish her off. But unfortunately, hi Vayne. Free double buff for her. That's really unfortunate for me though. It just took me way too long to go in on Syndra and finish her off, so that's my bad. If I had done it earlier, which I don't know if I could have done, definitely would not have died to Vayne. I would have backed off this way and backed off in time. I'm pretty sure. That's why when you do things, you don't want to waste. You don't want to spend too long to do it. Like if you have an objective in mind, try to do it as quickly as possible. The longer it takes for you to do things, the more at risk you are that the enemy might come and help them out. Oh, he's got this. What a monster. I think Vi is a very, very fun champion. Very, very fun champion. I really like her design and everything. She does a lot of damage, but she does have several weaknesses. She doesn't have any sustain, and on top of that, whenever she's going in on someone, it's very obvious. Like you see her charging up. The moment you see her charging up, you're like, okay, she's trying to go in on you, and you can just back off. So she's very straightforward. It's very easy to tell when his Vi is going in, and that's one of her downsides. But it's a trade-off. A good Vi will be able to go in, regardless of the fact that it's obvious that she's going in. Holy crap. Not enough damage. It was very unfortunate. My E is up though, so I'll be fine here. But Vi is trying to bait a fight. She's like, bait this, we can kill them. And that's not smart. She doesn't have her ultimate. If she had her ultimate, we could have fought this. Definitely could have fought this. If her or I had our ultimates, we would have won this fight for sure. But I didn't have my ult, and because of that, and she didn't have her ult either, so because of that we lost this fight. So that was just a bad call. Try to avoid fighting when you don't have your trump cards. Like for Cat, my trump card is my ult, and for Vi, her trump card is her ult. And if we're going into a 3v2 and we don't have our ults, there's no way we're going to win that, especially against the Fed Vayne. She has her ult, so I think she's looking to finish him off. Yeah, that's a very terrible play on Lee Sin's part. I don't know what he's trying to do. They should get this. He's out of mana as well. So right now, luckily, the only person who's actually honestly a threat this game is Vayne. And even though we are losing in terms of gold and whatnot, she is the only issue that we have. She's 14-3. And the thing is, Vayne is very easy to shut down with our team composition. We have a Vi, and we have Katarina, and we have Lee Sin. Those three champions lock people down very well. All of them. Like, you can't stop a Vi from ulting, and you can't stop Lee Sin from queuing your enemy. So we have a good team. We have a good assassination team composition, and that's why this game I wasn't too worried about Vayne getting fed. Like, I knew that we could definitely take her out when it became necessary. I didn't know that E was here when we were chasing after him. We forced the flash, which is fine, I guess. I would have preferred to have taken out the oracles, but getting a flash is good for us, especially on a Taric, because Taric's flash stun initiation skill, a good Taric can initiate very well with a flash stun, so having that stun down is just better for us, I guess. Alright, so I picked up my hat, and I'm focusing on picking up my hourglass now. And honestly, what I should have done is I should have picked up my hourglass first and then bought my hat. Like I said before, you want to get some solid AP items first before you buy Rabadon's Death Cap, so you can actually use it to your advantage. Because honestly, if you rush your Death Cap first, you're wasting money, and you're not really using the unique passive to your advantage, especially after all the nerfs that they put on it. So definitely should have rushed to Hourglass first. This is my recommendation now. Just get an Hourglass as early as possible. But of course, obviously, Hourglass is kind of useless against AP carries like Syndra. Like when you're buying the Hourglass and you have a Chain Vest, what are you gonna do with that Chain Vest? Nothing. It's kind of pointless. You're not getting anything from the Chain Vest, especially against an AP carry. So I'm still working out the kinks of my build. Like, I've been trying different stuff for a really long time. But eventually I'll figure it out. The main thing with Cat is just that her scalings are terrible now. She has terrible scalings, and her base damage is not good at all. Like, that's the only reason why penetration builds work on Cat. It's because nothing else is better. Going full AP on Cat isn't going to give you that much damage because her scalings are terrible. So that's why going Magic Pen on Cat isn't a bad idea either. It's only because she doesn't deal any damage no matter what you do, and might as well use her base damage to your advantage, even though her base damage isn't that great. Oh, nice. Do I get this? She has flash. There's no way we're gonna get this. That's silly. She would have been fine if she used her flash. I had a 4-pot, or I didn't. Oh no, I had a crystalline flask. Whatever. I thought I had a 4-pot and baited her into it so I could kill her, but apparently not. I didn't have enough space for it. Whatever. Still picked up the kill. That's the like. It doesn't matter if I had a Episode Scepter. I still would have taken the same amount of damage. Vayne has Quicksilver Sash. I don't know why she would need it, honestly. There isn't, like, you can't stop Lee Sin's ult with the Quicksilver Sash, and I'm pretty sure you can't stop a Vi ult with a Sash. I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's something you could sash away with. So I'm not too sure why she would buy that, because we're primarily all physical damage. I'm the only person who does magic damage. Even though I do deal a lot of magic damage, I'm not like this team is not primarily magic damage. So I don't know why she would pick up a sash. Like, I mean, it's good against the Alistar, but I'm not sure. Whatever, let her do what she wants. Like, it's not a bad build, but I would personally think that. Oh, I never realized that. That's awesome. If you guys don't know, that's a reference to One Piece. I'm pretty sure one of the characters in One Piece, that her backing animation. But as I was saying, I think it would be better if she went for a Guardian's Angel instead of a Quicksilver Sash. But hey, she's on the enemy team, so I don't want to help her beat me. So now I have my Hourglass, and I think my next item should be a Void Staff. And that's why this build is a lot more efficient rather than going a Deathfire Grasp. It's because I'm spending less money, which means that I can get my Void Staff a little bit earlier. And the earlier you get Void Staff, not earlier, the faster you can get a Void Staff during mid-game, not early game. The faster you can get a Void Staff during early game, the more helpful it'll be. Because as you can see, they all have some form of MR now. Like, they all have over 60 MR. So, definitely a Void Staff will be very helpful. Like, I don't even think they have an Aegis yet. Do they have an Aegis? They don't even have an Aegis yet, and they still have a lot of MR against me. And that is so glitched. That is so glitched. Dragon is there, but we can't see it. Whatever. Hope I can see it next time. Alright. Oh yeah, someone else told me that Russian Void Staff is good on Cat. They even gave me numbers, but I couldn't really read the graph on it. I'm not too sure. Honestly, just from thinking about it, I wouldn't think that Void Staff would be a great item to rush first. But I can't say anything until I've actually seen the numbers. I can't really read his graph. It didn't make that much sense. I couldn't really read it. There was no y-axis and there was no x-axis. They were not labeled, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Wow, the range on her ult is ridiculous. Wow. These are just queued right into her ult. That's hilarious. crushed. Oh my god, these guys just keep running into them. Like, that's one thing. I guess at this elo, this is I think 1900 elo, which, yeah, 1900 elo. One mistake that people make, let me back up people. One mistake that people make is just that they aren't aware. They just aren't aware of the enemy. Like, it's like, oh, I'm like, you're playing against a Syndra, she's probably gonna try to kite you down. So try to run around in circles, try to dodge her and stuff. And Alistar didn't do that. Neither did Lee Sin, and that's why they got caught out. But they didn't even get caught out. They just died. They just got dropped because they just directly ran into them. That was very disappointing for me. I was like, I made a good play, and then now I die. So I'm just like, I'm so sad. Nice. Luckily he had red buff, so that finished him off. Wow, he does that much damage with just these 2 items? That is ridiculous. This is like 8,000 gold, almost 8,000 or 9,000 gold in terms of gold items, and all he has is 100 damage from this build, and yet he hits like a truck. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. She does so much damage. Wait a minute, but she has more AD than Graves. Now I'm super confused. What if she has more AD than Graves? Oh, that's no. I mean, they have both the same amount of AD in terms of items. That's really strange. Whatever. Whatever. How strange. Whatever. Whatever. Just makes no sense to me. Whatever. I keep saying whatever. Ugh. Arg. But yes, I have my void staff now. I got a full void staff from that fight. So now I should be able to wreck them. Like, you'll notice how every single fight I fight, it doesn't matter that if I have DFG or not. I'm still a huge threat to Vayne, regardless of my items. So long as I have substantial AP, it doesn't matter if I have a single target DFG item. I'm still a huge threat. By the way, like, this is what I'm talking about. This Lee Sin just doesn't have awareness at all. It's 1v2. From this, just by looking at this, you'll know that it's 1v2, even though it's actually 1v3. And yet he still goes in, and he still gets caught out, and he still dies. Like, I just don't understand. I messed up here, by the way. I should have gone in on Vayne. That was a big mistake on my part. Like, hold on. Yeah, this was a really bad fight. We went in one by one, and because we went in one by one, we kept dying. We needed to go in as a group, and I personally needed to go in. What is Alistar doing here? We needed to go in as a team, and also I needed to go in on Vayne. I messed up by going in on Tark, which is the least important person. And, like, I should have gone in on Vayne and taken her out lower, because if I had I gone in on Vayne, we would have killed. Definitely would have killed her. Vi would have followed up for me. So, bad play on my part. I just messed up. Like, you notice how I missed my W and I E'd onto Tark instead. I just got 2. I got really messy. And partially it's because of my movement speed. Because I'm so slow, I know that it's very difficult for me to catch up to people, especially Vayne, who has 400. Oh, no. Well, she had 400 movement speed with her Venom Dancer. But she basically has the same amount of movement speed as I do, so it's very difficult for me to catch someone now that I don't have my movement speed Quints. So sometimes I make bad mistakes like that, like going in on the wrong enemy and using my W way too early. So as you can see, I still haven't gotten Cat down perfectly. I'm still making mistakes, and that's why I don't consider myself the best Cat. It's just I make stupid mistakes often. Too bad. That's unfortunate. Oh yes, right now my intention would be to either pick up a DFG or a Guardian's Angel based on the situation. And I know that I'm getting dropped really quickly in every single fight. So I said, okay, I don't need a DFG. I deal enough damage already because I'm the only magic damage dealer on my team. They're not going to be stacking MR against a team, the enemy who only has 1 magic damage dealer. Like, if they do that, they're just wasting skills. So I'm gonna focus on picking up a GA, get better survivability in team fights. Yeah, they don't really have any significant MR. So yes, I will pick up my GA. I don't have enough money though. You notice how I picked up a Alacrity? That way I can get to Vayne a little bit easier, or Syndra, in team fights. So that's the purpose of getting Alacrity. It makes up for the fact that I don't have movement speed Quints. Very good item, so. We need to go back there doing crap like this. We need to take them out. So what needs to happen here for us is we need to kill these 2 people and then force a 5v3 and then push into the turret and inhib. That's what we need to do. Like the moment I saw this happen, I'm like, that's exactly what we need to do. Like they're split pushing and we need to punish them for it. And I'm pretty sure they take him out too. Yeah, he's dead too. And then we go in on them. Notice how Alistar walks around so he can catch him out. See, that was good focus. Like immediately, as soon as that's map awareness right now. Rather than tunnel visioning on. Let's go back a little bit so you can see what happened there. Rather than tunnel visioning on Tark, we both realized, like we both saw Vayne. Like he's our top priority, and this is a good skill to have at higher elo. It's just having a map awareness regardless of who you catch. Like we saw that Vayne got caught out, even though Tark was our main priority for half a second. Then we realized that Alistar caught out Vayne, and we immediately reacted on it. Like we didn't even hesitate. Like the moment we saw Vayne getting caught out, we immediately changed direction. Like not just me, Graves, and Leeson, we all reacted to it. And that's the kind of skill you want, or plays you want to make at higher elo or lower elo. Regardless, just have map awareness in team fights. Like keep in mind who your top priority. What your top priority is, who to kill first, and make sure that the moment you see that opportunity come up, you go in and act on it. Don't tunnel vision and focus on someone else. Now, even just because they're the easiest person to focus, like just because this person is nearest to you doesn't mean that he should be the person you focus down. Depending on the champion you're playing. If you're playing a high mobility champion, yes, you should never focus the easiest target. Use the fact that you have jump spells to your advantage and try to catch people out. But when you're playing an AD carry, they're limited on mobility, so it's fine for them to focus the nearest target, because honestly, when you're playing AD carry, you don't want to be in the middle of a fight. If you're in the middle of a fight, you're just gonna get dropped like it's nothing. But if you're on the edges of the fight and you're taking out the nearest person possible, then you're fine. Because AD carries are just meant to deal as much damage as they can, regardless of where they are, who they're focusing. But as an assassin, as Vi, and as Cat, and as Leeson, we need to use our skills to advantage and take out Vayne, highest priority, or Syndra, every fight. So now I have my GA. And even with that, I have almost 500 AP, so I still deal a significant amount of damage, I think. Let's see what my Q is. My ult does 1,500 damage if I can get the full ult off, which isn't it's honestly not that much. Last old Katarina could deal over 2,000 damage with 500 AP. Oh yeah, by the way, I bought Elixir Brilliance, so that just gives me even more AP. Ha 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 ha. Meh. Like here, I don't really like Cat's ratios just because her base damage. They consistently nerfed her base damage. By the way, we caught them out here, so it was a good play on our part. We were able to catch them out. I think we go after Nidalee now that we realize that she's doing something like that. So, toss the Q out and I back off. I'm like, alright, I gotta go deal with this stupid Nidalee. And then I see Syndra. Like, I see her casting spells, so I start chasing after her. But unfortunately, they have this entire place warded, so she keeps dancing around me, so I can't. It's very difficult for me to catch her. So eventually I just give up. And this Vi is making really terrible plays. I don't know why she keeps focusing down, like tunnel visioning. There's things that are being done. Our bot lane's being taken. You gotta go help our team out, not chase after supports. And she didn't even kill him in the first place. Like she did a really good job top lane. She won her lane. She crushed Nidalee, and she's being a huge threat in team fights. But her only issue right now is just that she's tunnel visioning too hard. Like she's not prioritizing well enough. good. She bought a Mercurial Scimitar. She has 2 cleanses, yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, honestly, having multiple cleanses against this team composition is kind of useless. The only person she can honestly cleanse is Alistar. Like, of course you can cleanse the Frozen Heart, Frozen Mallet on Vi, but you can't cleanse her ult. You can't cleanse his ult. There's nothing to cleanse on Cat. There's nothing to cleanse on Graves, I think. I don't think he has anything that you I don't think you can cleanse his whatever his this thing, what is this called? Smoke screen. I don't think you can cleanse that. But right now I'm focusing on picking up my Deathfire Grasp. That's my top priority item. But I ping this and tell him get the heck back. Leeson isn't even here. Why would you try to go in on that? Like, we're not in position. Never fight a team fight when you're not in position. Even if you might be winning, like, we're not winning, but it's at this moment in time it felt like we were winning because we got Baron buff and we got 6 kills on them, so it kind of felt like we were winning. So even if you're winning, just try to make smart plays. So I chase after him. Like, honestly, like, now chasing after him is a smart thing because there's nothing else to do. Like, what else are they gonna do? No one's on the map. Like, at this moment in time, I didn't see that they were doing anything important. And then suddenly I realized that they are, and then I also see Tark as well. So I'm like, crap. So I go back to take out Tark, and they handle out Leeson. Like, I mean, Yi. Just pass by. It's just a drive-by. Hello, and we finish him off. Barely save the turret. But yeah, what's going on this matchup? What's making this game so close and so tight is that we are consistently winning team fights. We're catching them out. We're killing Vayne. We're shutting her down. But while we're doing that, Master Yi is backdooring our bot lane, and Nidalee is backdooring our top lane. So we're very limited. we can't do anything until we ace all 5 of them. Like, otherwise, it's impossible. We can't do anything. Like, we haven't pushed a single turret down ever since they've gotten this deep into our territory. Like, we can't back out. We go out and we try to do something, they're going to take this inhibitor. They're going to take mid turret, and they're going to push us down and backdoor us. So we're in a pretty bad position right now. But yes, I'm trying to pick up my Deathfire Grasp. Because with the Deathfire Grasp, especially late game, like Deathfire Grasp, even after the nerf, it's still a monster, especially late game, because it still scales with AP in its own way. So definitely a good item to have late game, rather than Abyssal Scepter. Because late game, MR doesn't help. Like, late game, it's GAs that make the difference, because Abyssal Scepter, extra 45 MR, that's nothing. 45 MR is not going to make a huge difference late game than it would be early game when you have it. Like, having an extra life from Guardian's Angel is what makes a difference in team fights late game. They really want this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like, see, we try to make a play here, and then someone's gonna backdoor. Like, we really limited in what we can do. I don't think she needed to ult that. I think she should have saved her ult and maybe used it on Vayne or something. So we kill Nidalee, and they're gonna go take Baron because we're busy in our own base. So what happens here is they see that I go bot. I need to defend this. I'm not going to give up this inhibitor. Like, the only reason why we're so far behind is because all of our inhibitors are down. So I have to defend this as Cat. But luckily, it's a 4v4. Like, we killed Nidalee, so even though I'm not there, it's still a 4v4, and we still are winning team fights. So we finally aced them, and we take Baron buff. So very good play. I wasn't there for anything, but technically I kind of was a bait because they saw me here. They're like, okay, we can go take Baron, but they couldn't because it'd still be a 4v4, and they would have taken damage from Baron. So I did a good job baiting, baiting them, or they did a bad job decision making, and we're able to finally ace them. We finally get a full ace, and then we can just push in like this. We take this we take this turret, we take this turret, we proceed to take the inhibitor. Nidalee gets caught out eventually. Yeah, see, by her ult. Catch her out, finish her off. She drops like it's nothing, and we take this turret, and we finish the game from here because they're still down for like 15 seconds. So that's what you want to do. Don't be impatient. We were very, very patient that entire game, waiting for them to make that mistake. And because of that, we're able to capitalize on it, take down 5 turrets, and then Nexus and Inhib to win the game. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to see more, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys next time. I won't be uploading for a little bit because I will be traveling